welcome once again. This particular information is coming out from South Africa, where 22 teenagers died in a nightclub. Yes, my lovely people, maybe small matter, but where 22 children, small children from 13 years to 20 years go celebrate some kind of party for inside club one day for South Africa, and this particular thing now don't take the life of 22 children for inside that particular party, because they say the adverts for online, they say one DJ they come for inside one club one day for South Africa, and the club name na Benny Tavern when they for East London. This particular incident happened on the 26th of last month, which is June 2022, and this issue they was up for inside South Africa, for the place when they call Benny Tavern when they for East London for inside South Africa. So according to the information, make I try read and come out for now, make una see how this particular 22 children say die for inside this particular nightclub, maybe small matter. According to the information for when come from one of the eyewitnesses, he said that in the aftermath of the horrific death of 21 teenagers, now 21, but later they still ask, so it can't be 22, but they still say people life see they at risk at Benny Tavern in East London on the 26th of June. The survivors of the tragedy have relived the trauma of seeing their friends die before their eyes, as police and forensic teams still try to determine what causes their death. Others who attended the party at the tavern in the Eastern Cape Town have taken the police through the chaotic events that unfold on Saturday evening and on Sunday morning. So they continue to say that what has become clear from their accounts is that teenagers as young as 13 were allowed into the tavern and were consuming alcohol, and that at some point in the early hours of Saturday morning, bunkers are alleged to have used pepper spray on teenagers inside the tavern. So wetin they talk be say for inside the club, the club people can't allow children when they be say that they at the age of 13 years to enter inside that particular club, and they get access to alcohol, so that they consume alcohol. You can imagine where small children when they say their body never strong, their body systems never strong, they consume alcohol, and they say they drink a lot. So after when they drink, they say they jolly, they dance for inside the club. They say one of those people when they take care of the club, they come out, come they spray pepper spray and also tear gas. So now that pepper spray and tear gas, now these children come inhale them. So when they come breathe this thing in, from there they come, they fall, they die, they throw away. So he still continue to say that one of those people, Inam Nkosi Masilikati, 17 years, had her friends Ezinako Sanahana, 17 also, and Nati Ngoza, 17 also, as they died in her arms while pleading for help that never came. So this 17 years old when be Inam, even they try to assist in friends when be one named na Nati and the other one named na one Nati and Esinako. So even they help them, they try make it for carry them run comot, because they say the club gets only one door. So when they spray this pepper spray and tear gas, children when they for the club, people they try make them run comot, make them for escape, because they not feel breathe. But the club na only one door, whereby many of them not they not meet up to escape, they not feel make am. So whereby they come die, they fall, they die, they throw away. This particular imam, he can't even try to rescue in friends when be two of them 70 years plus and to 17, three of them come they struggle to escape from inside this particular club, but they don't fit meet up because now one door. So even the two of the friends die for inside for her own arm wey be say carry them for hand, one come rescue them. The two of the friends just die for there just like that. E just dey look them, just dey, you can imagine that horror. You can imagine the kind traumatic problem when e go give these children. So when small pikin for dey see people when they die for im present dey with dem body, una understand how the matter be. He said she told the DM168 that she and her friends had arrived there at the tavern at about 10 p.m. on Saturday and were not able to get in because there was an empty entry fee. So this particular girl reached there with her friends in the night of on Saturday around 10 p.m. They're supposed to enter, but they say they need to pay money before they go enter. So they don't get money. Now they can't stay outside, but later they let them enter. She said we stood outside for an hour, but we were allowed in around 11 p.m. We went straight upstairs where there was a birthday party for one of the DJs, she said. The grade 12 people from Bloemfontein said she arrived in East London on Friday and went to Eniboni on Saturday night because of the widely advertised DJ birthday party where there was to be free alcohol and meat. So these children have come on the Friday. They even reached the club on Saturday because why? They see advertisement say the club one DJ for they do birthday for inside the club and they go give them free drinks and free meat, jolly day, chop day, make them come chop free. Now him make all these children come go. So let's see what it can happen at last. She said around 1 a.m. on Sunday morning, when we wanted to get out of the tavern, there were bunkers carrying pagans and they were not allowing anyone to leave. So these people went there for the club. The people went there for the club. They carry some all those many arms. So they carry things when it be say they just like tear gas and the pepper spray, and they don't allow everybody to go out of that club at all. He said one of the bunkers sprayed us with the pepper spray, and that is when people started to collapse. My friend Esinako, who is asthmatic, collapsed as we were crying for help. She said a man who was dying next to me bite my left ear. Even one of them said, person said when they die, even because of the struggle, even bite one of those children ear because of the struggle. So now all these people, those bunkers went there for inside the bankers, people went there for inside the club when they secure the club. Now all these people now then use pepper spray and tear gas come they spray them, and they allow anybody to leave that particular club. And she continues to say that Maselikati said she tried to crawl out of the tear gas, filled the air, and she fainted. You know, tear gas now when we say you there for the spray the tear gas, breeze not the enter. So this my Maselikati even want try to dey cross so that he go fit escape, but she not come fit. He said I could hear anything but vet people walking over my body. A woman woke me and told me that I had fainted for 3 hours. She helped me contact my family, she said. So this is the picture of this particular boy when they narrate this story, so as Inte survived. And they said another survivors when his name be Sibogeli Nsetu, 22 years, said he had gone to the tavern to buy a cider. He go buy cider for friends who were at his home. I got inside and bought the ciders, but as I was going out, a group of people came and blocked my way. I was trapped at the center and struggling to breathe because of the pepper spray. And people snatched my cap, my shoes, and my phone, he said. He said a girl next to him who asked him to call the police died biting his right arm. Oh, I had to pull my arms away. Tear gas was then thrown inside the taverns and I fainted When I woke up, there were dead bodies around me. My brother came to fetch me, he said. He said he had had chest pain since the incident, and when he coughed or sneezed, blood came out. According to him, he continued to say that my body is still in pain as people worked on us after we fainted. His brother, when he named Sowabili, said that when his sibling had fainted at the tavern, he went there immediately to help him out. So when he arrived, the door was locked. I kicked the door and looked for him among those dead bodies. I found him upstairs and took him home. Wow, my people, no be small matter. Another person still come out. So when her name be Eniola, she said she was haunted by what she saw that night. That is then she dey see many things dey pursue am because of wetin you see that night. So the brain, that is wetin dey see na, dey see mysterious things, you know. So when we were at the tavern, we left our friends inside to go and look for transport that will take us to Pomelelo. She said, when we came back, we saw dead bodies and dead people and a man trying to save those who were close to the door. According to survivors, everyone who paid to enter the tavern that night was given a free shelter. But I did not get the shelter as we got into the tavern when entering was free. Another survivor, when his name be Sinfo, said the taverns had been filled and the main cause of the death of the 20-something teenagers had been the closure of the door, which was both the entrance and exit. So the door might be the entrance, might be the exit, but they closed the door and they sprayed them with tear gas and pepper spray. So they just wanted these children to die. He said, as we tried to get out of the tavern, people fell down and we stumbled over them because we wanted to get out to save our lives. Those who were at the bottom could not have survived as people walked over them, he said. Let me small thing. So another one that they call Shikosana said he jumped out of an upper floor window to get out. There was no other way, and that I could save myself. I had to jump out of the window. He said security staff at the tavern had allowed young people to continue entering while the tavern was filled up. So the securities allowed these teenagers to enter. Why even after they know say the club said don't feed up already, and they still allow those children as far as the age of 13 to be consuming alcohol. He said security staff at the tavern had allowed young people to continue entering when the tavern was full. Children were allowed to enter at about 3 a.m. At that time, the tavern was packed, he said. Let me small man, tell my people na wahala. So another one still continue, another eyewitness, he say, a witness, when his name be Adesiwe, he said, who lives 2 houses away from the Libeni tavern, said that she had returned home from a different tavern about 4 a.m. So this one go another club, he returned home about 4 a.m. and he noticed that Yobeni was full and there were people screaming. I pushed my waist close to the door and I saw bodies scattered all over. Said there was a young girl crying. She was on the floor and the upper half of her body was outside. The entrance of the tavern, while the lower, the half of the body were outside the entrance of the tavern, while the lower part was inside. Some of the survivors were falling on her while she was stuck and crying for help. I reached out to her and grabbed her hands. I tried to pull her, but I noticed that she was rolling her eyes, and then she loosed her grip on my hand. Oh God, this is painful. She said the girl lost words where that she couldn't breathe, and she died holding Mskeli hands. Oh God. According to Mskeli, the taverns has always allowed underage people a drink there. Another witness, Asanda Misani, said that when the pepper spray incident happened, he was already outside the tavern. The doors were closed and we started seeing people falling like flies. Some jumped out of the window. This was a picture I never wanted to see again in my life. I never want to see again in my life, he said, saying that what he saw that night would stay in his mind for as a long time. I went there to enjoy myself, only to somehow escape death. If we had stayed inside and gone outside and not gone outside, maybe we would have died with those children. Said another eyewitness, when his name still be Pluma Besiko. Besiko said the mother of Lugeni Besiko, 17 of Canary Park, said she last saw Lugeni on Saturday afternoon when she came back from work. Around 2:45 a.m. I received a call telling me that Lugeni is dying at Eyibeni's tavern. We rushed there, and when we arrived, he was not among the dead bodies, and I was told he went home. She sobbed. She said they rushed home to find him and took him to hospital where he died. Another eyewitness again, one name be Milton. That one said the tragedy had robbed the family of their only hope, because Nipson father, father of Nipson. That one cried. The father of Nipson cried. He said this particular tragedy just collects him only pikin. Another one said, my daughter has died. She wanted to become a singer and an actor, but all these dreams perished in one night, he said. I received a call from the Malageni family informing me about this incident at the tavern, and we went there. How can a business like this have only one entrance, and who authorized the functions of the tavern? He asked Sobin. He said, Nazi, who enjoyed business studies at school, was the family's hope out of poverty, because everyone was unemployed and survived by doing casual work. I approach for comments. Maybe it's nothing. My people, maybe I don't hear what's happening for inside these clubs. So children, if you're going to somewhere, please be careful for where they go. And this alcohol of 18 is not good for children. It's not even good for anybody at all. Talk less of children. You can imagine as an adult, if you don't drink finish, when we say the thing step don't enter your body well, the woman go take the carry you, say you go be like say you don't have strength again, you don't get power again. Your eye go dey turn you, go just be like say now for you to just fall, Talk less of children as young as 13 years. My people, South Africa gets a lot of work to do. Maybe this time when they come out to protest, they say they don't need foreigners. Foreigners are not the problem of South Africa, whereas laziness is the problem of South Africans. And you can see now, in one club like this, when it be safe, it contain a lot of people, just have just one door. So I believe the authorities, the government of South Africa, have a lot to do to save people's life, not to allow children to die in this kind of circumstances. And please, we want them to see investigate very well to know the kind of people when be saying, now then spray this pepper spray and this tear gas won't take we won't take the life of a lot of people, so that at least they go pay for their crime. So now here I drop this video, my lovely people. Thank you all for watching, and may you remain blessed. If you never subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow this our Facebook page, just sit down, please do subscribe to Harmless TV, follow our page. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye for now. Don't forget to share. I still remember your baby Harmless.